Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to November 17th, 2025. Again, all these videos are going to be timeless. Probably anything that just drops in your feed, whether it's in a day or two, today, 10 weeks from now, 10 months from now, it's meant for you in that present moment. You are meant to get that message, that sign, that synchronicity, that key code. Whether it's my sign, whether it's my frequency, my energy, the stuff that I talk about, which today I just is going to be random, sharing some stuff from my journal, talking about the numbers a little bit today. Yeah, so just day 7 of sharing my energy and frequency with the collective, with those that align with my energy and frequency, that resonate with me. Or if you're not there, maybe source, maybe your spiritual team dropped me in your feed for a key code, flowers, plants. Again, I'm going to rattle a bunch of stuff off and talk about it a little bit, and hopefully not go too long tonight. I just finished dinner, super quick, simple, and easy. Had some savory oat bran, had some frozen mushrooms in the freezer, some parsley, some seasoning powders, done. Oh, flaxseed and pumpkin seeds, like super simple. It's pretty interesting. Once I finally surrendered into this divine feminine and to go deeper into the healing, how time is collapsing, how time goes by more for me now quickly. Like, I don't plan my days. I go with the flow. I roll with what higher consciousness, what source, my higher self, kind of guides me through my day. Yes, I have an idea. But again, I don't schedule, I don't structure, I don't set any solid plans. And those plans can change and evolve. I've mentioned that. And it is now almost 4:30. Before dropping the kiddo off at therapy, we went and got a few groceries so I could make soup and muffins tomorrow. Kind of my staples right now to have like in a quick, but I basically had fruit all day. I had greens powder, my supplements. I did my little bit of a workout. I had bananas and pineapple. I took oranges or clementines with me. I had some little seed cracker snacks while I was out running errands today. I was called to go check on a class. I'm going to start taking a monthly class on mediumship. I saw it and there was no question. Like at this point, it's going to resonate pretty quickly, and you might start noticing that those hell yeses or hell nos are going to come a lot. Like there's going to be no hesitation, none, zero. Sometimes you might find that might be that not right now. Doesn't mean that that's not maybe for you in the future, but it's a not right now. And I mentioned this about Reiki. Like, yes, I was very inspired instantaneously about, taking a Reiki course, getting certified in Reiki 1 and 2. But again, my past life aspects, I already know. I've worked with energy and frequency. It became like, it's good to have a foundation and information and all of that. And then someone asked me a few months later, are you going to take the Reiki master? I said, at this point, I don't feel called to. I don't feel like I need to. Like once you're tapped into higher consciousness and you're working with energy and frequency and source energy, yeah, some people like to have a piece of paper and then you're just going to make it your own style and your own way of practicing it. That's all that matters. And at some point, I think when we continue to evolve, grow, expand, there's going to be less and less need for people to have a diploma, a certification, all that bullshit nonsense. What's going to be valid is your wisdom, your knowledge, your experience, your life experiences. And then the more you're coming online and becoming more expanded, you're going to be bringing forth gifts and abilities that have been dormant for many, 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 many lifetimes. Okay. So on that note, so I was really inspired as soon as I opened up. I'm like, that's a mediumship class. It works. It's perfect. It's on a day I can do it. It's like, yeah, let's go. There was like no hesitation at all. Zero. So I know that's a soul calling, my soul's guiding me to that. And like I said, every single day is like that. I'm like, I could not believe it's like 4:30 almost. It's not. It's 1617. So I've got my watch set on military time because my significant partner is in Africa right now, in Sierra Leone. And so I have my phone clock, 5:22 on the clock. I got to talk about numbers before I get too far. I keep my phone on standard time or the 12-hour and the 24-hour, because I'm still kind of like, my brain still doesn't wrap myself around. I wear a watch, I have a phone. I try not to look at the clock too often. So I really don't live by time anymore as much as possible. I mean, there's a few things, yes, that's just life as our human. We have to. But the more and more you don't, it's fascinating. It's been a fascinating ride this year. I swear to you, I can't explain it unless you experience it, that time is collapsing. And typically for me, time has been moving a lot faster versus slower. Yes, it'll seem like it's moving slower at times, but that's really rare at this point. And today went by like a flash in the pan. And that's, again, from my understanding, like our linear time is like a flash in the pan, or sorry, is very dense and heavy, versus like the spiritual realms where time is like literally like a flash in a pan. Okay. So I'm just going to talk about numbers real quick, because numbers have been a huge sign in synchronicity today. And we've talked about that. And numbers are mathematics, and the universe is mathematics and geometry and shapes and all of that. So literally just all of the fives today in all ways, shapes, and forms. Fives, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Tens, 10, tens, which is completion. 17, all versions of 17, and sevens, of course. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Twos, the prominent twos. If I hadn't shared this in any other videos, I'll continue to share this. Twos have been a huge sign in synchronicity my entire adult life, consciously. And now it's part of my significant partner's life as well. He sees a lot of twos, very resonance with it. And he's starting to see other key codes and signs as well. But it's pretty funny because today I was watching a particular video on twin souls. And in that present moment, he sent me a video of like a thermostat or something that had 222 on it, or 2222 on it. So coincidence? No. It's just, I laughed. It was hilarious. It's just, at this point, it's just, it's fun. Play with the universe. Play with your guides. Play with source. It's fun. It's fun. And there was something in Courtney and Zero's channeled message this afternoon that I caught before I did pick up the kiddo from school, that basically play and create in the unknown. There was something in there about the signs and stuff like that too, but we'll see what I'm guided to share from my journaling. When I journal from channeled messages, I'm guided to write certain just words down, phrases down, information down, whatever. And like I said, it's a lot like automatic writing. Like, I'm aware and I hear it with my clairaudience, which is greatly expanded. And then I'll put it in the journal. And I might not remember. I have no idea what I wrote down 2 hours ago. I don't. This is how like it works for me. Like, it's really fascinating. But again, I don't question it, and I apologize for the throat clear, and this throat chakra is still continuing to clear and clear and clear. So I had a really strange dream. My dreams are very strange. We talked about tracking your dreams, tracking key points in your dreams, and noting that, keeping a dream journal, whether it's written, like most of, I don't know who's getting up to like physically write something. Get your notes out in your phone, dictate it in there, or dictate a voice. And then you could transcript it into your written journal if you want at one point. I had a really strange feeling this morning. And I don't know if this was just, I was picking things up in his energy field. I like to check in sometimes. It definitely wasn't my energy field. It was picking up maybe the collective energy field. That happens from time to time where it's like this panic, anxiety. It wasn't bad. It was just noticeable. So pay attention to how you physically feel in sensations. It was like a weird panicky worry, anxiety. It's really hard to describe because I really just have never gotten too wrapped up in those emotions heavily. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm human. I've had those, but it just, so someone might need to hear that. And just all you do is just breathe through it, clear it, and ask if this is mine, not mine, whatever. Just I ask for this to be released, send it to source to be transmitted in a conditional love and light. And literally, like, through my breath, I like literally pause, acknowledge it, breathe through it, and let it go. And usually that helps. So maybe somebody needed to hear that in this now present moment. So I've been listening. It's like I'm running out of time. Like I'm never running out of time. That's not right. It just feels like sometimes there's not enough time in the day to listen to all the channels that I like to listen to and all of that. So, but again, that's for a reason. I'm only meant to hear specific channels and channeled messages throughout my day. 4, 2, 3. So 2, 3, 4. The 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 has been coming up a lot for numbers, and I will get to the numbers. So just pay attention to those numbers that I'm just reciting through this video as they come up. 11:04 on the timer. And yeah, so and I just write stuff down. I listen. It's just sometimes it feels like I want to listen to all of it. Just like Courtney said yesterday, I think it was, where she just wants to listen to all of our frequency and our shares, our videos, all of it. And it's just, sometimes there's just no time. Sometimes you just kind of store it away. But again, just acknowledging that you're excited to do that, to listen to everybody's creativity. But again, we, at this point being in this human existence, we just, it's not possible to maybe do that. So don't get frustrated about that. Just allow and tap in to say, hello, team, source, creator, mother, father, God, whatever you resonate with, and say, just bring me the information that I need to see in this now present moment. In the frequency and energy of our frequency family will come up. Okay, if that makes sense. So I wanted to talk about the key codes today. So crows have been a big one, single, double, and triple. So there's meanings to those, and you can look up the spiritual meaning for crows. But crows, like I said, is a huge spiritual animal. Today, especially one decided just to try and take itself. No, spirit gets really close when I'm in the car when it comes to birds. It's pretty fascinating. Excuse me, to get my attention. So 8 8s have been also up. I didn't mention 8s. I said the 5s, the 2s, the 4s, 4 4 4s, 3 3 3s, which is Ascended Masters. In the 1s, I'm also a master number 11. And I believe if I did the math correct, my significant partner is a master number 33. It's a life path, not master number, sorry. Life path, which is a master number. So we see a lot of 2s. We're each a life path. I'm 11. I think he's a 33. I wanted to share these songs that kind of came in. So while I did my workout, I was noted to write down particular songs. So these might be relevant for you to go listen to. See if you pick up any information that you're meant to hear in that present moment. One is Wildfire, was the album by Rachel Platten, Platten. And Better Place was the song. So Better Place by Rachel Platten. One More Night by Cascadia, Cascada. I've been listening to her music since like the 90s, but that came up in the sacred algorithm. So I set my playlist in like just play, and this is what came up. And so because of that, I was very guided to jot down Uptown Girl. Thank you. I didn't write that down. So that was playing Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. So Billy Joel, Uptown Girl. There might be some information there. When Somebody Loves You. No, so When Somebody Loves Somebody. So When Somebody Loves Somebody by Celine Dion. So that might be another sign in synchronicity, aka whoa, or key code. I just dropped you. Sorry. But we're keeping it real, raw, and authentic, right? That's just the way we're rolling right now. The sun, the moon, the stars. So you are the sun, the moon, and the stars. So that might be key code. Kings and queens have been coming up quite a bit. Fairy tale energy for sure. Cinderella. Someone might need to go watch Cinderella. I did that a few weeks ago. Maybe not just Cinderella, but maybe Snow White and Sleeping Beauty. Maybe any of the fairy tale type energy you might resonate with. A Whole New World just came up. That's come up in my atmosphere pretty much since the beginning of this awakening process, on and off. So A Whole New World for a lot of us. I already mentioned crows, the numbers 1, 2, 3, which is, I just realized this that I've seen the crows in 1s and 2s and 3s, but I've also seen the number 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, a frequency key. So 0 brought in frequency keys. So keys have been a big sign in synchronicity for sure. So pay attention to seeing pictures of keys, unlocking something. So in my mind's eye, I've had this skeleton key, like the old-fashioned skeleton keys, either with like just a plain top on it, you know, like it looks like a clover almost, or a fancy one. Like that's kind of always been like my sign in synchronicity for me personally. Yeah, the more confused the better. Yeah. I've had a frustrating weekend with just the confusion, and I had to just continue to surrender the whole weekend on just the not knowing and letting go, and some days are easier than better, so maybe y'all in that same boat. There was something here. Oh, don't choose the known prison over the unknown freedom. I think that came in a morning channel, which I thought was pretty fascinating. The connection that Zero and Courtney have been talking about freedom. We did talking about freedom and doing that you are and always have been free, right? Freedom has been waiting for you. All right, freedom has been waiting for you to decide, to choose. So don't choose the known prison, that prison with those invisible bars because it's comfortable, over the unknown freedom, which can be uncomfortable because you just don't know. Your ego gets really fucking uncomfortable. Okay, and I've said this in my health and wellness, excuse me, in health and wellness and, you know, my training, personal trainers, clients, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because in the uncomfortable is where the change happens and the growth happens. Gosh, I really apologize about the throat clearing. All right, we're 1704 in. 17 has been showing up. We're all stars. It's the star card in the tarot. All right, what else do I need to talk about today? Talked about all the numbers. Of course, it is 1117 today. 1722 on the clock. Yeah, so maybe just just touch on what I wrote down from the channeled message today from Zero. Ask and receive and be guided. Okay, so I've asked that, and that's where you can have fun. It's a game. Play the game. Have fun. Ask for those signs and synchronicities, and then they'll show up, right? They'll show up. There was something I was meant to mention, and it's gone now, but I had one like that was pretty funny. Like, it's getting funny. It's like hilarious, laugh out loud. I acknowledge it out loud quite a bit. It's just like, again, slap your knee funny. So just ask for the messages. When the messages come in, follow the intuitive hits that you're getting off of it. If you're guided to call somebody because you saw something that had you remind you of them, right? So let's say you see a billboard and that whatever you saw reminded you of a friend or a family member that you hadn't talked to in a while, and then you're inspired to call them and say, hey, what's up? That's your guides. That's your team getting you to take inspired action on something. So that's one example of many. So you're getting the intuitive hits, just the knowing that, okay, I need to just go to this store instead of this store today, even though I'm always going to this store, but today I'm called to go to this store instead. Don't question it, just do it. Because there's going to be either signs and synchronicities, breadcrumbs, puzzle pieces along your way, or you're going to be put in the place of somebody that needs you, your energy and frequency, maybe needs an interaction with you, or vice versa. It can go either way, right? Either way. So and when you start doing that, because this has been my entire year and part of this surrendering and just letting go and being guided by my higher self, by higher consciousness through most of my day. My time collapses, like I just told you. It's pretty incredible. Like, it's Monday, right? It's another day. This day, that day, and another day, right? I really try not to pay attention to calendar days a whole lot. And I get it. People that have to do the 9 to 5 and do the job, I get it. I get it. It makes it a lot harder. But for me, and where source has put me in my position, It's a whole lot of rest and a whole lot of healing and a whole lot of stillness and a whole lot of just me-ness. Just me. Me and my kiddo. And then maybe a few bits of some interaction with like-minded people, frequency, energy. So I get it. It's, I asked for this. This is part of my contract. This is part of this process. And yes, it gets really uncomfortable sometimes, but I've really learned over the years to be comfortable with being by myself, 2033 on the clock, being comfortable in my space, making my space sacred for me, right? So I spent a whole nother day in my PJs yesterday. I didn't even take the trash down. I literally didn't step outside of my apartment. But I had a fantastic day. Okay? And so again, it's creating a space that you love to be in, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere and you're inside more than you're outside. And I'm an outside person, y'all. Like, I'm outside, outside all the time. So it's an adjustment. So this transition happened last year, learning to be super duper comfortable with being even more in my own energy and frequency through this healing process, through this journey, but also, as I'm going through it, crying and sobbing and there's nobody there physically. Again, we all have the teams, we all have that, but it's just physically being like, you just want someone to hold you and tell you it's okay. That's my inner child. My inner child didn't ever have that, right? So it's part of my healing process. And again, that might resonate with somebody in me sharing that bit. It's just create a space that's sacred to you. And if you can't create your whole space, create your bedroom a sacred space, or a corner, or a whatever. Just find some space. Like, if you have a walk-in closet, make that your sacred space, go for it. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to make sense. Like, and who gives a flag and flippity flu? Like I said, if anyone's judging, it's non-judgment. It's got to let all that go. I walked outside and my neighbor was smoking. She goes, "Don't judge me." And I'm like, so it's just programming. I said, I don't judge anybody. If you want to smoke, smoke. That's fine. I don't care. I don't judge. But again, that's just part of that societal programming, that you're made to be less or felt less than because of A, B, C, D, or E, whatever. It's like, oh, enough of it. All right, let's see here. All right, so stop worrying how. This has been a continuous lesson for me. Stop worrying how and hearing zero over, say it again. Stop worrying about the how, live in the now. So constantly living in the now present moment, finding those joy sparks throughout the day. So when I was listening to this channeled message, I just stopped and paused, and the sun was shining in this window. I don't get a lot of sunlight down here. So this time of year, when it's lower in the sky, it'll stream in. So I just sat there and closed my eyes, and that was my joy spark. One of a few I had today. But that was just one joy spark out of many I had today. Okay? Just down to the numbers. Like, just driving down the road, and now, like I said, I'm adding numbers up, and adding these numbers, just like, it's just instantly, like, my higher self is just like, to unlock those key codes and just give you the signs and synchronicities. Where it's 515, that's 11, or whatever, you know what I mean? Where you start adding numbers up on plates or house numbers and all of that. That's my life. Like, numbers are just like in my face all of the time. And that's just my team working with me, giving me those key codes, giving me those signs and synchronicities to help continue to unlock and open up and expand in every now present moment, right? Because we're always opening up, expanding, and evolving in every now present moment, right? We're just constantly shuffling through those timelines. Let's see here. I already talked about that. So, you are magic. And magic is happening all over the place all the time. You just have to take a breath and pause and slow the fuck down so you can see it, hear it, feel it, smell it, taste it, whatever it is. There's magic all around you all of the time, and you are the magic, Okay, you are the magic. 2455 on the clock. So that's 2 plus 4 equals 6. 5 plus 5. Yeah. So that's all I have for y'all beautiful souls today. Hopefully this resonates with somebody. Keeping it real, keeping it raw, keeping it authentic. Hopefully y'all got the key codes, the signs, and the synchronicities, the resonance. I'm going to give you 2 more because these just I'm guided. These were 8818 and 202. So I'll just leave you on those. Love you. Bye.